12 points.
We were desperately flat out there, and no particular reason. Like, you know, we came down yesterday and we seemed to be tuned in, but Waterford hit the ground running, and we just, you know, we were maybe making a little bit of a revival in the second half, and then Alan picked up the injury, and that, you know, killed the momentum altogether. You know, so.
How serious is the injury?
Yeah, it's probably a broken leg, Ger, but you know, I'm not the team doctor. Obviously, he's gone off to be X-rayed and stuff like that. So yeah, he just got a belt, or whatever way they were challenging for it. He got a belt. He was trying to let the ball over the line, I suppose, and the Waterford guy was trying to keep it in, but it looked serious enough for him.
Well, the Waterford manager, Davy Fitzgerald, entitled to be well pleased with that result. A bad start to the new year from a Dublin point of view. But in actual fact, one bit of good news for the Dubs this evening. Alan McCrabb's injury is not as bad as first appeared, and hopefully he will be back in action fairly soon. Paul Flynn, Davy Fitz took a bit of a gamble, I suppose Waterford people would say, on the selection for this match, but it worked out for him today.
That's right, Michael, he did. I suppose it was a chance for the younger players in the panel to shine with suspensions and players being rested. I think they played quite well in patches. Maurice Shanahan up front impressed. I think the full backline did quite okay, but they weren't really tested.
But as well as that, you know, the great thing about it from Waterford's point of view, I heard Davey been talking afterwards, and he was now saying, like, these fellas, you know, the stars kind of the best, they have to win their place back in the team, you know.
Well, absolutely. I'd say that's the whole idea. Like, I mean, you have a couple of lads, you know, over 30 that will find it hard now to come back, and that's good for Waterford, because the more options we have going forward in the league, I think, and going on to the championship, the better the team will be. And I think it was a very good win for Waterford, 2 valuable points. And I think Dublin will be disappointed, but you know, it's a cracking start to the league.
One of those players that you certainly have found, and people have been talking about him over the last couple of months, Kevin Moran. Yeah,
well, Kevin has been around a while. You know, Kevin has played nearly every position for Waterford, bar on goal. He's been full back, centre back, wing back, midfield, wing forward, and I'd say even full forward at times. But Kevin's, you know, he's a big plus to him. He's so versatile. But you know, for Kevin's point of view, it would be good if he could settle down for a long spell in one position. And
yeah,
I think today he kind of nailed centre forward for a while. He's big, he's powerful, and you know, he's a strong runner, and obviously his vision as well. But we see here, like, I mean, he takes the ball on and he carries it in, and he shortens the stick and throws it out in front of him. Michael hit it over. Like, I mean, not easy to play against either, but you know, he just played very well today, and you can see on his other side, showing great strike. You know, very little room, up in the air, gives it plenty of elevation, and you know, fantastic score. But Kevin, as I said, you know, he needs to settle down in one position. I think this could be it. There again, goes in behind the defence, and great finish into the bottom corner. And, you know, upwards and onwards for Kevin.
He did himself no harm today, there's no doubt about that. Let's talk about the Dubs for a while. Galway beat them fairly well in the Welsh Cup last week, beaten down in Waterford today. That's not a great start.
No, unfortunately today, Michael, they had one of those days where things they tried just didn't work out for them. I thought they bunched the play a little bit, maybe. You know, the shape of the team, they could have spread it out, maybe played more direct. A lot of their stick passes were intercepted, or they went astray. And
I suppose what they thought at the time was a serious injury to Alan McCrabb, but that would have thrown them out of their stride a bit as well, probably.
Absolutely, and they'd gotten back to 7 points within 7 points of Waterford with 10 minutes to go, and then the injury came, and thank God Alan it's not as bad as first feared. But it kind of broke their momentum. Like, Waterford had kind of, the tempo had fallen after Shane Welsh got the second goal after half time, but Dublin were kind of creeping back into the game, and unfortunately the injury hold up kind of broke their momentum. But you know, Dublin now have Tipperary next week. You know, it's going to be a battle now for points for Dublin for the rest of the league.
All right, Paul, thanks for that. Right now here on Sunday Sport, we're going to take a commercial break. In the second part of the programme,